welcome back to the Pretty Crazy Podcast. I'm your girl, Miss Pretty, and this is season 2. This is my first episode for season 2 this
Oh, I
season.
didn't even know that.
Yes!
I'm opening up the season.
Yes!
This is amazing. Oh my God.
And I got a real special guest here tonight, Miss Eb from We're All Adults Here Podcast.
My God. It's going to be crazy.
It is.
Yes.
You see how I got it set up?
Yes. They're like, oh, what is that? Is that candles?
Yes.
Those are cards?
It's
Yeah.
going to be some real crafty
witchy
shit.
bitch in the building.
Right,
Like,
right. I'm happy that you're here.
I'm so happy. Thanks for asking me to come, too. I was so excited.
Yes,
When Kat hit me up and she was like, they want you to come on, I'm like, hell, fuck, what the fuck? Put it on my calendar. Let's go. Like, yes.
Yes. So what's been good with you? What's new?
Girl. So, you know what's funny? I was just listening to the episode that you did on my show, and I was like, this was really fucking good.
It was.
It was really good.
It was.
Of course, whenever they drop, I listen to them twice. I listen to it as a listener, and then I listen to it back as for me to see what I need to work on as far as like interviews and stuff like that. But I just listened to it like maybe a couple of days ago.
Really?
And I was like, yeah, because I was driving back from Georgia. Correct. I was driving back from Georgia, and I was like, I just put on a random episode. I was like, oh, I haven't heard this one in a while, so I put it on. I was like, oh, shit was popping. It was popping.
It was a lot.
It was a lot.
It was a lot.
That's usually what happens when you talk to people that you fuck with. You know what I mean? But yeah, a lot has happened since then. My business, I have a crystal wrapping, copper and crystal wrapping business called Nana's Girl Squared with my sister, and it's been going good. We're kind of expanding, in the middle of an expansion.
That's good.
Yeah, it was, you know, it wasn't planned, but
That makes it even better.
my sister wanted to move back with her family to Georgia. So I'm like, okay, we're gonna have to figure out how to run business from 2 different locations. So now we're just setting up shop in Georgia as well as in
Oh
Charlotte.
shit,
Yeah,
okay.
It's good. It took a while for us to get to the place where we was on the same page about it because I was pissed. I'm not gonna hold you.
Yeah.
I was like, the fuck?
That's how I feel
Georgia.
about my best friend. She's thinking about moving to, which is my manager. She's thinking about moving to Orlando. Yes, girl.
Listen,
I said, look,
don't do it. Don't do it. What the fuck is wrong with you? What is wrong with her? Is she crazy? Ain't nothing out there. Don't do
she
it.
don't think that is her.
I mean,
I like, look, she got no kids. She got the dog. Go ahead. I'm down with it. I need a place to go.
you're right. You're right. I just don't like Florida like that.
I don't like Florida niggas.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah, the people are crazy out there.
I don't like Florida.
They a whole different breed of motherfucker.
What?
Florids. At this point, you can use it as a noun and adjective, and people will get it. Like, Florida is going to do what Florida does, and I just can't. Now, what I will do is go to visit because I love, like, the food out there, the Cuban food, the Haitian food is delicious. But I'm not going to
I
stay.
never had Haitian food.
What?
Never.
Listen, let me tell you something. Go to Miami, go to Little
I
Italy.
never been to Miami.
What?
Never.
Okay, I'm not gonna judge you because I just recently, not recently, but like in the past 5 years, gone to Miami. But I've gone 3 times in the past 5 years. I love it for the food and for the atmosphere, but in the beach because I love the beach. But I gotta come home, and they got a nude beach out there.
Ooh.
Whenever you want to go, let me know, and I'm gonna tell you where to go.
Come with me.
Fuck it, why not? Why not? Yeah, I gotta ask permission though. Now.
Oh,
I got a deity, so I got a deity.
Ooh.
So the last time we spoke when you were on my show, I was very much so single.
Yes, you were.
And this is like an exclusive for your show because I haven't even recorded my show yet. Yeah. You gotta put the episode out before ours come out.
Okay, yeah, I got you.
This weekend I tripped and fell into a relationship.
How you trip and fall? Now I can know trip and fall on a dick, but in a relationship.
I mean, I also did that too. You know, okay, so I know that the basis of this show is spirituality and femininity and all of those things. And I did a lot of work on myself, a lot of hard work on myself, and I realized that operating out of an unhealed space in my heart. And that's why I was attracting the partners that I was attracting. So when you are unhealed in any place, whenever people who don't have good intentions for you, they will latch onto it's like a light beam. It's like, come, fuck with me. That's what your unhealed space is saying, no matter where it's at on your body. Mine just so happened to be in my heart. So I did the work. I just separated myself from all men. I just didn't even think about, and women, because, you know, I like bitches too. I just stopped and was like, I need to sit with Ebony and work out why I ended up in bad relationship after bad relationship after bad relationship. So I spent the majority of this year by myself doing nothing but heart healing work. And I go to Georgia for one of my sister's weddings. She's been a friend of mine since high school, so she's more like family to me. And it's her wedding, and her husband's groomsmen and I were just like,
hold on, wait a minute.
I was in her wedding. I was a bridesmaid.
Right.
He was a groomsman. We weren't matched with each other, but we were matched for each other.
Did you already know this person?
No.
Are you fucking
I'm
serious?
so serious. It was this week.
You met someone.
Yep, on Thursday. I met him on Friday, actually.
Thursday, Friday, whatever. It's
Yeah.
recently, fast.
Yeah.
And
It was
you
just
in a relationship now?
full relationship.
How?
I'm gonna tell you something. You know, only shit like that would happen to me because I'm a non-traditionalist.
Okay.
I believe that people can do their own shit. You can say whatever the fuck you want, and you can like form your life however you want. It doesn't need to be cookie cutter or based on what somebody else is doing. So of course, an unorthodox way of finding a relationship happened to me because I'm one of those motherfuckers that's like, okay, like let's do it.
Ooh.
What happens with humans is that we let fear dictate our decisions.
That is true.
So naturally, if we meet a guy on Thursday and we fall for them and we understand that there's something that connects us, it's something otherworldly that is connecting us to this person, naturally you're like, I want you.
Right.
But then fear kicks in and stops you from doing that.
Right.
So a lot of the times our decisions are supposed to be made, fear gets in the way and fucks it up and it diverts us from doing this, that, and the third. Next thing you know, it's 5-6 years later and you're still single.
Well, let me ask you this, because my last situation, I don't think fear was in the way with me. I think fear was in the way with him.
I think you were fearful of losing that connection.
The connection's gone now.
Good.
Let me tell you what happened.
You
though.
look lighter.
Do
I'm
I?
not even gonna. I'm not lying.
I
to
was
you.
saying, I'm like,
You
this
look-
ain't got no
you
bumps on my face. I said, that's detox from a toxic nigga.
That's it. You look lighter. You look lighter. You look happier, genuinely, like within.
Thank you.
You can see it, and because I see people for the things that they don't want other people to see. I saw the pain the first time we met, and now I don't see that. It's just like a relief. It's off of you, and you should be very fucking proud of yourself.
I am proud, but don't get me wrong, if I have my moments.
Of course you do.
I have my moments where I think like, damn, and what if, or
No,
why,
ain't no
you
what
know
if.
what I'm saying?
That's fear. That's what I'm saying. Your intuition, your body, your everything is telling you this is not it. This is not the person. But then fear of being by ourselves and fear of traveling like by ourselves, fear of meeting new people,
The unknown.
fear of the unknown. It's like, damn, now I gotta go through all of this all over with another person and all this other fucking bullshit. And it keeps you crippled. It cripples you into being into toxic situations. So I'm proud of you. You should be proud of yourself. And stop with the what ifs, because that's just your fear. Your person is waiting for you to finish the work on yourself so that you can be with him. I promise you. Where you at, nigga? He ain't coming until you fix that. I'm telling you. I've always been a firm believer of divine relationships. Friendships and like romantic relationships. It doesn't necessarily have to just be. It's right here. Yes. That shit you see how it's sucking now. Like, thank you. This shit is delicious.
Thank you.
They need to pay you sponsor. Season 2. You need to pay her whatever the fuck the name.
I don't even know how to pronounce that shit.
Maschiarelli.
Oh.
You got it close. Close. Oh my god. But yeah. So yeah, I got into a relationship. And it's just immediately I felt safe and loved and cared for immediately. Like the moment that we started looking, like I started looking at him in that way because for what I know, he was already lining me up from before I was paying attention to him. Because I was under the impression all the groomsmen were married or in relationships, so I wasn't going there. You know, I pops my pussy. Okay? Guys, in the pretty crazy podcast land, let's just get this out there. I pops my pussy. So I'm okay with going to a wedding and, you know, finding the single guy that I'm attracted to, popping my pussy and keeping it pushing.
Right.
I'm alright with that.
And well, I want to piggyback on that.
Yeah.
When you pop your pussy, and you could go and no feelings, right, and go back to your normal life.
Like it didn't
How
happen.
do you do? That's something I have tried to work on. I just can't do it. Now I have recently popped my pussy. Yeah. And it was for someone that I just knew I wasn't gonna be with. You know, I said, I'm not gonna be with you. But it's like,
you feel some type of attachment?
yeah, not attachment, but it's like, damn, that was my homie too. So it's kind of like weird now.
I get it.
So
it doesn't have to be weird, but humans make it weird. Guys make it weird, girls make it weird. It's a natural thing. I don't know where the disconnect happened. It's a trauma response. So I know that it's a trauma response. And unfortunately, it is. But fortunately, I was able to learn a lot about myself and what I could do. That I could separate my heart from my vagina and still have a ball until I didn't want to do that anymore, and then decide, okay, now I'm going to go move in a different way. But it was a trauma response because I was tired of getting hurt by men. So I'm like, fuck it, man. I'm just gonna get what I want out of this because the guys that I was in relationships with, sans one person, I was never fully fulfilled and sexually satisfied. I felt like I'm fucking, you know, and it's not bad sex, but it's not what I want.
Connection.
You know what I mean? It's not like guys that I'm with. It's not what I want out of sex. Half of them didn't even know I was into women. You know what I mean? So it's like I'm restricting myself from doing what I want to do. So I get out of these toxic relationships and I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna do what I want. I'm gonna fuck who I want, when I want, how often I want, and that's that. And we don't need to have a relationship because right now I just want my pussy to be served. That's it. I want you to honor my box and keep it pushing.
I just can't. I don't think I'd never be able to.
If you don't have it, that's fine.
I don't have it.
You don't gotta move in that way.
But I want to. I want to. You like, help me. Yeah, I got this dick. I don't need love, but love is gonna come with it. Like, okay, you done. I guess I grew up traditional. Like, if you get your pussy away, that's your body. You give them that. That's what I always thought. So I was just like, okay, well, I'm giving you this. What you gonna give me? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
I mean, that's the traditional way of thinking, but it also is not all the way untrue. When you are sleeping with somebody, you are giving away a bit of your essence. The thing with me is I'm receiving. We receive. So I'm receiving yours.
I give. When I fuck, I give now.
No, but technically, right? If you think about the technicalities of it, right? We're receiving dick. We're not giving pussy. We're receiving the dick. So I'm taking from you. Your soul now belongs to me. Any nigga that I've ever fucked would fuck again. Would I fuck them again? No.
And when you say you're giving, they're giving you their soul.
Yeah, you're offering them your vagina. You're offering them your pussy. It's an offering.
Yeah.
But they're actually like we're receiving literally. So you know, if it's not in you, it's not in you. You ain't got to be like that.
I want to, but I guess it's. I'm 30 now, so I'm just like, okay, it's not in you, Jordan. Like you can't.
Actually, 30 was when I broke out.
Maybe 31.
30 was when.
Because I'm still like, I just turned 30 in March, so maybe I'm still like in my 20s a little bit.
Yeah.
So once maybe next year,
it'd be like, we'll do season 3 or 4 times. You'd be like, guess what, bitch? I'm having the time of my life. But swear, like, I'm gonna be so happy. Like, yes, finally. No, maybe you'll be in a relationship by then, and we won't even have to have this conversation.
I ain't gonna lie. I hope so. But I have to. I have
Good.
I've been going to therapy.
Good.
And
That's beautiful.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and I also noticed, I was telling my best friend the other day, I was like, I have a problem with detaching myself.
Yeah.
When I get with someone, I get attached. And I think that was my last situation. That's all I knew. I invested so much time in the 2 years I was dealing with him. And when he came to my house recently and was like, this is who I am. We can work on it, but this is who I am.
He's telling you he's not going to change.
Exactly.
He's telling you he's not going to change.
And it's like, when he told me his last relationship, what happened, I was basically asking for the same thing your last woman was asking. You are just this, but
because there's something wrong with him. That's not your problem. It's not.
But see, that's what the problem.
That's what the problem with you is.
I be trying to.
You make it your problem. Yes, I know.
Ladies, stop making these niggas your problems.
Don't do that. That's his problem. He's grown. Mm-hmm. He has to be held accountable for his actions, just like you do with yours. So if there's something inside of you that you're bringing to the table that's not good, he's not gonna fix that shit for you. You have to fix it in order to be a better partner. So, but you have to want to do that first.
Right.
So if you don't want to do it, then you're not gonna do it. And if he doesn't want to do it, he's not gonna do it. There's nothing you can do to fix that, to change it. Right. So it's like, listen, I'm gonna let you go free. And I'm gonna lick my wounds and heal my heart and keep it pushing.
And at the point, like, I've been dealing with that for so long. And when he actually left, I couldn't even cry anymore.
Good.
I couldn't, like, I wanted to, but it's like, I don't have it in me. Like, it ain't coming out. Like, you fed up now. It's done.
It's over with. It's over with. Like, I've been there. Like, I ain't got nothing for you, bro. Right. You done used up all the fucking tears, so now you can just go. Like, I'm staring at you with a blank face. Like, I don't feel anything. Right. Because you literally sucked the life out of me. You sucked the feeling, the wanting for you out of me. Now there's absolutely nothing, so you can go. You can take your ass in. Right. Now, what I won't do, again, is do that. Is stay until somebody sucks the life out of me until I don't want them anymore, because now I know the signs. I know what starts shit like that. Mm-hmm. But you also have to learn how to call things into your life. Speak the things into your life. I call everything into my life. This man came really short notice. I wasn't expecting it. I didn't go there thinking that I was going to find somebody to fuck on, because I thought everybody was married. So
when you say call someone in your life, you mean manifestation?
Yeah.
So why don't you let the listeners us know how to get that going? Because I've tried it, but I don't know if I'm doing it right.
Okay, so manifesting actually is one of the most easiest things that you can do. Mm-hmm. First of all, words are spells. You can spell anything. Water is extremely powerful. Extremely powerful, extremely magical. That's how, I'll tell you about that later. On the show.
Okay.
I'm gonna give you guys some tips and spill some tea. But manifesting is when you literally call something into your life, you bring it into your life. So I am a multi-millionaire. I'm a New York Times bestseller. Not only am I saying that, I'm moving in that space. Mm-hmm. So it's like, okay, I'm married to a man who loves me and loves my children, and I love his children, and he looks like this and he's got that. You speak it as if it's already happening. Mm-hmm. I am in the middle of blah, 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 blah. I am doing something. I'm living in my house. You know what I mean? And my house has 5 bedrooms, 10 bathrooms, a backyard, a pool, whatever. As specific as you want. And some people don't need to be that specific. There is a misconception that with manifesting, you have to be specific to the T, specific to the letter. That it goes according to like your human design. Okay. If you are a specific manifestor or not. I'm not, but I do it anyway. Mm-hmm. Because I want to be clear.
Right, exactly.
Universe, this is what I'm asking for. I don't want you to take a left turn when I ask you to make a right. You know what I mean? Like, this is what I want, you know?
And I think that's what I messed up with, because I would say, God, I want tall.
Don't say I want.
Dog, okay.
Because it's already yours.
Well, I would say what I was saying. I was like, I want tall, I want dark, I want money, I want big dick. I never said emotions until I got the shit that I asked for. It's like, well, this nigga ain't got no fucking heart.
Yeah. You have to be, you gotta paint your perfect picture of whatever you want your man to be. Mm-hmm. Internally, externally, and then all of the other little nuances. and then speak it, write it, speak it. Some people don't even have to, like, I would talk. I'll be in the car and I'll be like, oh, I really just, that happened to me this morning. Because I went to the wedding and I blew mad bread on bachelorette strippers. Okay? We're in the strip club and I keep going back and forth to the fucking ATM and the bride is like, don't give me no more money. And I'm passing her rolls and stacks of money. I'm like, no, it's strippers. It's like, come on. Hey, the strippers. The fuck.
How much did you blow?
Girl.
Ain't nobody getting more than $40 out of me.
Not 40.
And one's $40. That's all the bitches getting.
I spent a lot.
And I'm going to get it out slow.
No. I wasn't even tipping the girls. I was giving my stacks
to the bride. Oh, okay. Well, you come to my wedding.
Yeah. It's lit. Why do I need the hoes on me? It's your bachelorette party. Like, I'm good. I'm going to give you the fucking stack. The girls were beautiful. They were nice and everything. So I'm like, yeah, let's turn up. But anyway, I ended up spending way more than I budgeted for. So this morning I sat in my car.
That's how you know you had fun.
I did. Yeah. But whoa, boy. I sat in my car this morning and I was looking at all the accounts. All 3 credit cards, the bank card. I was like, oh, Jesus.
Man,
oh, my God. She spent so much. So I said, I'm going to get some money today. I'm going to make some money today. And I turned the ignition and my bank has a deposit of $1,000 from something I wasn't even expecting.
Oh, wow.
I wasn't supposed to get it today. When I tell you, you can just speak it.
And it'll happen.
And it will happen. It will happen. That's why with this new relationship, I'm not afraid. Because I called him into my life. My children called him into my life. I don't know if you heard the episode that we did. It's called 2, 2, and 2. Okay. On that episode, I play a video of my daughter and I and my oldest son having a conversation about them wanting me to be in a relationship.
You have your kids on your pod?
I played the recording because it was hilarious.
Okay.
So, hell no. I talk about guzzling nut in my goddamn shit. Imagine. Could you imagine? My children can't listen to that shit until they're like 21.
My kids want to know what my podcast is so bad.
My son knows.
How old is your son?
He's 11, but I told him. He asked me. I'm honest with my children.
Okay.
To a degree. Like, I'm honest, but I'm not going to be vulgar, you know?
Right.
So he asked me, like, what's your podcast about? And I told him, I'm speaking about adult stuff. And he's like, what, sex? I was like, yeah, I'm talking about sex. He's like, oh, God, no, I don't want to talk about sex. Very simple, right? like, I didn't say mind your business because he's a kid and he's curious. And why would I do that to him?
Right.
But now you know. So I don't have to, I trust that he's not going to go looking for it because he doesn't want his mother talking about sex. It's a problem solved. We don't have to deal with that, you know what I mean? But yeah, so manifesting. Speak it as if it's already happening. As if you're already, and then speak it, live it, feel it, smell it, taste it, like it's already happening.
Right. And
then write it out. It's good to do manifesting on new moons.
Yes.
Because that's when you bring it in. Full moons is when you do your releasing. So you can manifest during a full moon. You can manifest during a crescent moon. It doesn't matter. But it's more powerful. The moon, it's the energy from the moon is powerful, more powerful than those times. So when you want to get rid of stuff and get rid of people, you want to do cord cuttings and shit like that. It's really good to do it during the full moon because that's the releasing. So I really think that you need to do a cord cutting. I could do it for you, so that you can get the gook out and the connection, the rest of the connection that you have to that guy when you're ready.
I'm ready. I can do it right now. Like,
that's not the canvas for the cord.
I wanted to get every single color I know, but Bessie was closed today.
No, that's why I love black candles are my favorite, and so are reds and whites.
Red and pink and blue candles are my favorite. Blue candles helped me get the job on that today. Like, the best job I ever had in my life. And it was crazy because when we was doing the tarot cards, when I got a reading, one of the cards said death. And a lot of people think when they see the card death, like you're gonna die or some shit. No, it's the ending of something.
That's right. For
a new beginning. And I had left the old job that didn't serve me what I wanted or what I needed, and I got here, and I'm my happiest. So.
Yes.
But I have a lot of listeners that wants to know what that black candle means
Okay.
and how to use it.
Okay.
Because I have done it.
Mm-hmm.
And I've noticed when you do candle magic and you're trying to do it on a certain person,
Mm-hmm.
sometimes it can backfire.
Yes, you want to be very careful about hexing,
Right.
crossing, shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
If you are not, so spirituality, hexing, and things like that have gotten very trendy.
Mm.
So people are abusing it. Well, they're using it and it's fucking them up.
Yeah.
I am what you would call a light worker, but I do partake in dark arts because there's not one spiritualist who doesn't dabble in the dark.
Mm-hmm.
They will lie to you. They will lie and say, "I don't do dark magic." Because of balance, you need the light and you need the dark. If you are a servant of the universe, I am a servant of the universe, so I'm going to use, and my ancestors, so I'm going to use the abilities that they gave me that I have to do good.
Right.
Whether it's light work or dark work. So if I got to do some dark work to do good in defense of some of my people, then that's what's going to happen. And when you do it in that way, then it doesn't happen. But if you do it to intentionally harm somebody, like the darkest magic that I've done, or the darkest work that I've done on someone was a reversal. I do a lot of reversals.
Give me some info about that.
So you like, let me get comfy.
Yeah.
So reversals are when somebody does something to you, something to harm you, to intentionally harm you. A reversal sends it back to them. Okay. So it removes it from you and sends it back to them. Now, it doesn't necessarily mean that if they, let's say you're at the job, right? And there's a coworker there that's fucking with you so much that you lose your job. You do a reversal spell on her to send it back to her. That doesn't mean she's gonna lose her job as well. It might mean she never get another job in her life. You can't determine the magnitude of what your ancestors will do.
Right.
You understand what the universe will do to pay back that person for causing you harm, right. For intentionally causing you harm. Right. Now, unintentional harm can be worked through without magic.
Okay.
And then if you try to harm somebody who unintentionally tried to harm you, then it can backfire on you.
Right.
You want to be very careful. People need to be really careful about that. But I'm not the one to tell people what to do with their magic. You do whatever the fuck you want. Okay? You want to be out here throwing motherfuckers in jars to put them in coffins? I don't guess so. Go off, But just be prepared for whatever consequences you are. I don't do anything to intentionally harm anybody. And I'm at the point now where I don't have to do anything, reversal or nothing. Whatever you do to me, it will come back on you. If you don't have the best intentions for me, it will come back on you. All of the people who have ever done me dirty are fucked right now.
And I could say the same thing for myself and the people in my past, but the only thing with me, I don't have any patience.
Yeah, you want to
see
it.
And it takes so long.
Yeah.
I want to see it now.
Yeah. That was me last year. I was like, when?
I want to see it now.
Hurry up.
And I was thinking I was doing love spells on someone, and it felt like it backfired on me because what I was asking him to do, I was doing. I was like, damn, I'm in it. Like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah.
And then I kind of felt like before I seen him like months ago, he had like some black. He had the onyx bracelet on for protection.
It's protection.
So I feel like he already know what it is over here.
That's what you get.
He was like, no, you're not gonna work against me. I already know.
Trying to get these niggas to be nice with you. There's so many cool fucking herbs and things that we can use to make people, even if it's not necessarily to make them fall in love with you, but just to make them nicer. You can do a sweetening jar. There's many different types of jars. There's sour jars, sweetening jars, and people, whenever you have them put you in a jar, they automatically think it's like a bad hex.
Yeah, because I was like, I remember you saying when we last recorded, I recorded with you was like putting in some jars. Yeah. What does that mean?
So a jar is a form of a hex. But it depends on the jar. The sour jar is exactly what it says. You put a motherfucker in a sour jar, you put together some sour ingredients. can use vinegar, piss, shit. Yeah, it can get nasty.
I'm with it though.
Yeah.
I see it every day. I'm good though.
It can get nasty. And basically what that will do is make their lives miserable. Like it will make their lives miserable for however long the curse is on them, the hex is on them. Because, you know, everything can be reversed and things can be washed out. You know, you can get yourself clean of a hex if you know a hex is on you.
Right.
Or have it removed rather. But you would have to go to a practitioner, somebody who's in the tradition or whatever, bruja or whatever. A sweetening jar, that's a jar that I've used the most. I've used other type of jars.
You have used the sour jar.
I've absolutely used a sour jar.
Was the shit and piss in there?
Yes.
Was it your shit and piss?
No.
Whoa, wait! Who pissed shit was it?
But
did you get his shit?
no.
Girl,
no,
I'm just
doing that. I'm not doing that. You know, you can take dog shit. I may or may not put some dog shit in the jar. May or may not, you know.
Now let me ask you this: when you do stuff like that, is it when it comes to like manifestation and magic and all this stuff? Do you have to believe in it?
Absolutely.
Because a lot of people are like,
it don't work.
Yeah.
Oh, it do work. It works. Mm-hmm. But you have to believe in what you're doing.
Right.
And with anything,
right,
you have to believe in what you're doing. And that's when you believe in it, you start to unlock more gifts. When you work more, when you do more work, when you do more research, and when you I'm unlocking gifts on a regular. Mm-hmm. Like I'll be talking, like I was on the way back from Georgia yesterday, and I'm talking about my boyfriend, and all of a sudden my head starts vibrating, and I'm starting to feel dizzy, and I was like, what the fuck? Like, do I need to pull over? And then I'm continuing driving, and I stop talking about him, I'm talking about something else, and it stops. Mm-hmm. And then today, I'm on a conference call with my girls, and because nobody knows I'm in a relationship now, so I'm talking to them about it, and my head starts vibrating. But now I know what it is, like, so I'm just like, okay, you know, spirit speaks to me in very different ways, so that's my confirmation. My crown chakra vibrating, my third eye vibrating. It's my confirmation that I'm tapping in to spirit and able to listen to spirit. Sometimes my ears will ring when a message is coming through for me. But I believed from the very beginning I couldn't do that. I couldn't do any of that. I just was intuitive. So I would hear things or see things or whatever. And my spiritual mentor, Jeremy, he's my best friend, my God best friend. He worked with me. He taught me. He mentored me. And then I started unlocking more shit. I'm like, oh, let me tell you what happened today. Oh, let me tell you what happened today. To the point where now I'm still being mentored by him because I don't know everything. But now I'm a medium. Like I talk to dead people. I see dead people. I have a better understanding of the afterlife because of where I travel, I astral travel, and I'm mentoring other girls, other women who are assigned to me, soul children of mine, a soul family of mine, to how to unlock their gifts. So I'm grateful, and I don't give a fuck who don't believe in it because it doesn't matter. Mm-hmm. You don't have to. Right. You can go on believing in the things that you believe in, and that's your prerogative. Right. You know, but I'm going to continue to build my gifts up and teach my children how to use theirs. Right. So they don't have to, they can receive everything that like our ancestors left here for us. Yeah. This is the work that they was doing. Yes. So I'm honoring them on a daily I believe in heavy ancestral veneration. Mm-hmm. Heavy. Everything I do, every morning I wake up, I think Father God, Mother Universe, and my ancestors and my guides for bringing me here, for helping me, and for leading me and guiding me, and then I'll name my ancestors, you know, by name, the ones that I know by name and those who I don't know. Mm-hmm. My benevolent ancestors, the ones who are aligned with the higher version of myself, because we all have ancestors who are unsavory. Mm-hmm. We don't call them because they can do some shit. They can. Yeah, they start fucking shit up.
Have you ever called them?
Yes. Mm. As an act of defense for myself, because I felt like somebody had attempted to put something on me. Mm-hmm. That's where the jar came from. I felt like somebody attempted to put something on me, so now I'm in defense mode. And when I'm in defense mode, I can use whatever. I can use whatever, whoever. My mentor is with the shits. Jeremy is with the shits, and he's my daughter's godfather. He's my very best guy friend, and he's with the shits.
I want to meet you.
He's with the shit. So it don't even take much for me to be like, Jay. He's like, all right, what I need to do. Like, he with the shit. So, like, but I am like, okay, love and light. Love and light until you force my hand. You're not going to put something on me and think that it's not going to come back to you.
Right.
So I have definitely called on my darker ancestors. But, you know, you got to pay for that too.
Yeah,
everything comes with a price.
You do.
Everything comes with a price.
You do.
Yeah.
Because I have used my black candle before, and I think a week after that I went to jail.
That's to be more careful. So you know what's interesting about black candles is that they're not only used to do hexes; they're used for protection work. I love me a black candle for protection purposes.
I'm gonna be honest. I said I'm not like none of this. You can have a black candle.
You want it?
You take that one.
No.
And all you gotta do is clean it.
You are out of control. Is it just a clear black?
That's a clear black candle.
Yeah. That's a protection candle. You also use it for hexing, but it's a protection candle. So if you light it and you're asking or you're meditating or you're talking to your ancestors and you're asking them for protection against such and such or something, you can carve some shit in, dress the candle.
Right.
And then it's a protection candle. Now it's not a hexing candle. You understand?
I always thought the white candle was for protection.
White is also for protection, but it's also for ancestral veneration. It's for crown chakra work. It's for purification, rituals, shit, all kinds of shit.
Right.
Use white for everything.
Right.
White and black together. That's how I do it. Because I want to always make sure that I am honoring my folks. So here's the white one for you. Now I'm gonna light the black one for me, King or sister. King boasted, you know? Me and these children, we need to always remain protected. So yeah, I wouldn't be afraid. People ask questions, they really ask me, what's a black
Yes,
person?
I have a friend now that that's in a situation where they feel like it's hard for them to leave.
Got you.
And they also said that the person that they're with has put something on them too.
Okay.
And I'm just, and they bought the black candle, but they did their research and they was like, I don't know. And I was like, I don't think the girl.
Listen, you tell them to get like an egg reading. I can't think of the name of it. But there's a type of reading that you can tell if you have a hex on you, if you rub an egg on you. Eggs are also very powerful, and so are the shells. You rub an egg on you, and then you put it in water, or you crack it, you put it in water, and it does something. I don't remember. But there's a way. I don't do these readings, so I don't know. But there's a way that you can tell if you have a hex on you, or somebody puts a root on you using an egg. And then you can cleanse yourself. They can cleanse themselves. You use herbs.
You hear that?
You can cleanse yourself. You don't gotta be scared. I promise you. And
You hear
then
that?
you can reverse it. If you want to, then you can reverse it back on that person. Whatever this person. Get a reversal candle. Light that shit. Mama Bessie sells them. Everywhere sells them.
Right.
Get a reversal candle. Put their name on it. And send them go. Go away. Like, light it and send it back to them. And then that's it.
That's it?
Yeah. You ain't got to worry about that, because whatever they try to do to you is going to backfire until they atone for what they did to you. And that could take, they might not even realize that it's coming from you, so they'll never atone for it. And then it'll just be years and years and years and years of shit.
Right.
And that's not your problem.
So when it comes to candle magic, I did some research on it, and I had run across this girl on YouTube to where how the candle melts down.
Yeah.
And you have to read it like
Yeah.
the lines
Yeah.
and stuff like that. And I did a lot of love spells.
Oh my God.
So like, and it's crazy because I'm still thinking about it, like, is it gonna take years for this man? Or years for this person?
You do know that depends on you.
I would be honest with you, I got tired now, so it's like,
I get it. That depends on you.
But I do know for sure he'll be back.
Yeah,
They always come back.
listen, I mean, why wouldn't they?
They always come back.
But who your true mate is supposed to be, your divine partner, depends on you and him. He has to get himself to a place, to the starting point where he needs to be, so that when you meet him, you are open to receiving him, so that it doesn't backfire.
Right.
Same thing with you. You have to heal your unhealed spaces so that you get to the base level where you need to meet him, where you're good enough to meet him, basically.
Right.
And that's a hard thing to tell people, because women especially, you know, men, I don't know who's more egotistical. I think women are more egotistical when it comes down to love.
Definitely. Yes.
It's like, what do you mean? I'm good for him. Of course, I'm the prize. Yeah, you're a prize, but you're also, the prize may be in the Cracker Jack box. What kind of prize do you want to be?
Exactly.
A Tiffany's box or a fucking Cracker Jack ring?
Right.
Because a
lot of women think this right here
is the prize.
It's not.
It's not. You know,
It's
it is, but it's not. But it is a prize, but it's not. It is a prize. If you treat it like it's a prize, then it will be treated like a prize.
Okay.
But the rest of you is just as equally a fucking prize. And we put so much emphasis on our pussies.
That's true. Yes.
That's why it was easy for me to fuck, because I'm protecting everything else. I don't give a fuck. I want to bust a nut, okay? I want to bust a nut, and everything else is blocked up. You can't even get to my brain. I don't give a fuck about you.
Damn, I want to be like you.
I don't care about you, really. Like, general health and wellness, fine. Did you get to your place? Fine, sure. Like, you want me to pretend like I care if you got home safe? Okay. But I really don't give a fuck.
How did you get this way? Like, come on now, let's be real. Something has happened.
It's a trauma response.
Yeah.
It's a trauma response to caring about the wrong niggas and having my heart broken so many times.
Right.
Now, I was always a rough girl. I was always a little bit on the rougher side, even though I'm girly and, you know, I appreciate being feminine. I was always like a fighter in the streets and running with guys and stuff. So I've always been kind of tough. You know, I'm from Brooklyn, if you didn't already catch the accent. I'm a New Yorker. So, you know, we're bred a little bit different.
Yes.
Just a little bit. But then I had daddy issues. So I kept falling for the wrong type of niggas. And older men would prey on me, and then they would, you know, it's years and years and years and years of trauma that built up me, and then it culminated at my kid's father.
Okay.
He was verbally abusive, he turned physically abusive, and he was a cheater. So a serial cheater throughout the entire relationship. I'm pregnant, busting out children out my fucking pussy hole, and he's fucking with bitches on the side. So it's years and years and years of trauma. Me going back to being protective over myself.
Right.
It's like, all right, let me just not let nobody get through to me, and now I'm just gonna take what I want.
Right.
And what I wanted was dick, so that's what I was doing. Yes. But I recognized it was a trauma response, and I said, okay, this is something that needs to be fixed, so I'm gonna fix it.
And that's something I could say we have similar, because I went through the same shit.
Yeah.
But you protected yourself.
Very much.
Me, I just kept
wide
going.
open.
I just kept
Yeah.
going. Like, okay, that didn't work.
Yeah.
I'm not healed.
Yeah.
Maybe this person can heal me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's it.
No.
That's the issue. That's the issue.
That ain't issue no more.
Good
I'm
girl,
not
because
looking at it.
listen, we ain't got the time for that.
Let me tell you something. I asked for consistency, effort in that last situation. Whoever I'm talking to now, if you go 2 days without talking to me, you're blocked.
It's a problem. That's right.
Like, you're trying to pursue me.
You set the standard.
Yeah.
You are not going to mishandle me.
Mm-mm.
You're going to treat me how I demand to be treated, and that is that, because I'm going to return it.
Mm-hmm.
So the audacity of you to give me less than what I'm giving you, you at least got to give me exactly what I'm giving.
Exactly.
And if you're not going to do that, you can fucking go. Because let me tell you something, there's no shortage of niggas out here. These niggas will make you believe that there's a shortage of guys. There's not.
Mm-hmm.
We just got to find the right one, but it's not a shortage of niggas. There's mad bitches, more bitches than niggas.
Yeah, it's true.
But there's no shortage of them. There's no shortage of good guys. Good guys are bred and created every day. They go through their own traumas, and then they work through their shit, and now they're a brand new nigga, a good nigga. So Was that top flight security? I get distracted really easy. I'm like a fucking puppy. Like, who's that? Who's that? Who's that?
Where did he go? They went this way.
They went there. He went there.
Okay.
I thought he was gonna come in. I'm like, what's that?
Come on, join in.
I got a boyfriend, but you can sit down. That's gonna be my lead for everything now. I got a boyfriend, but hi. How you doing?
And that's crazy because when I was in that situationship, I basically act like I was in a whole relationship. Like I was playing niggas. I just did everything I tried to do to make this man see my worth.
Yeah.
And I don't feel bad for saying it, but I kind of feel like a fool because it's like
You don't. It's a learning process. You know why? Because now you know that you don't have to do that. You don't have to work hard to prove to somebody your worth. Like the sentence doesn't even sound good coming out of my mouth. It doesn't even make sense.
Right.
I have to show you my worth, or you got to show me that you see my worth.
And it's crazy because when I seen him last time, he was like, whoever I feel like that can do best for me or something.
Everyone.
Like, nigga, what?
Everyone can do better than you. Because you've been giving me the scraps of bullshit for years.
Dude, you know what?
Yeah.
You
Fuck
need
him.
help.
What was the name of the jar? No, it's not. No, niggas.
Hey, when this camera go off,
You know, let me like the
pretty gonna learn some shit. Right, I'm telling you. So, be prepared.
Oh my god, that's so funny.
So the last time we did a recording with you, you said something about a blood bond.
Yes. I knew that was gonna come up. I said, why she asking about this blood bond? You bitches need to stop fucking on your fucking periods, please.
Well, what if you can't help it? Cause
Stop, unless you want the nigga to be bonded to you for life, don't fucking while you're on your period. Period. Don't do
what
it.
if they knock it on though?
I mean, it's a gamble. Taking a gamble. That person becomes bonded to you. Blood bonds are like, okay, when you watch movies back in the day and people seal something, they take a prick and they seal it with it. That's a bond. It's a blood bond. Why did you
You know
do
how
that?
many motherfuckers knock my period on?
That shit motherfucking right. We need to get the twins in going on. These niggas is gonna forever be bonded to you because they're bonded.
Well, I ain't got nothing to do with that.
That's their problem. Yeah,
I can be bonded to you.
that's their problem, honestly.
Right.
But it bond. That's why I tell women, because a lot of girls ask me about love spells when I do readings and stuff. They ask me about love stuff and what could they do, and I'm like, you need to be very careful about doing love spells. Like I say, you do whatever the fuck you want with your magic.
Right.
And I will teach you how to do some shit safely. But love spells and blood bonds, you might be connected to somebody you might not be able to get rid of them. When you want to get rid of them, they don't go nowhere. Because they're bond, they don't know why. They're like, I just can't get rid of this bitch, what the fuck? Because it's a blood bond.
Even with the condom on, it's still a bond.
So that's up for interpretation. Some readers be like, some spiritualists are like, because it's a barrier between you. I don't fuck with blood. Okay? So you do what the fuck you want to do. You put the condom on, if it happens, it happens. I don't fuck with blood at all. Blood is the only, that piss and shit. Like when I'm fucking, okay? I'll collect it to put in the jar. But piss and shit and bodily, like those type of bodily fluids, if it's not nut, if it's not jizz, I don't want it. Or spit, I don't want it.
You like spit?
Fuck yes. Spit.
Oh, in your mouth?
Yes. Give it to me. I love that shit. So nasty. I do. Like, remember?
Leave your mouth?
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
no, ma'am.
Yes.
Oh,
Not a loogie. Don't hock a loogie. Don't do that. That's disgusting. Okay? Because now it's like your phlegm and your cold's coming out. That's gross. Don't. You know what I mean?
So
but
it's just like
a
a sexy.
and
in your mouth.
Yeah, you kiss motherfuckers.
But it's like, but I don't get all that saliva.
Spit is
Like
you're swapping spit, regardless. You're doing it regardless. Like the semantics, folks. And there's lots of bitches that be like, that's fucking disgusting.
And they do it.
But you take dick up the ass, bitch. Like, give me a break. Like, you don't let nigga go and be a fucking pooper shooter and pooper shooter or whatever the fuck they call it. But you looking at me like I'm crazy because I like a nigga to spit in my mouth.
I mean, it's different though. It's a dick in your ass.
Yeah, I don't fucking, but that's my.
Wait a minute.
That's my
So So you will take spit in the
Absolutely.
mouth and not
I'll
you
take
get.
it, but because the anal sex is associated with trauma for me, so I don't fuck with.
Okay.
I don't do that.
I got it.
But spit, and if it wasn't associated with trauma, I probably might could try it. Like fuck it, let's just try it once. If I like it, I like it. But you know, I didn't realize that I liked it until it was done, and I was like, ooh, this is amazing. You're a nasty nigga. Like, I like that.
That is a.
You.
I don't know, girl. I can't.
Oh god, yeah, I'll take it. I'll take a spit. That's you know.
So
I like it.
that's a mess. I'm sorry. I can't. I'm not. No.
All your listeners gonna be like, that's a wild girl.
Yeah, and you're gonna get a bunch of. You're gonna gain a lot of listeners.
Come on,
They
come
like
on.
this shit. They
Thank
like
you.
it. They
Thank
like
you.
it. They like the realness.
Yes.
So you did the question, the questions, the rather. What was it?
Would you rather?
Would you rather?
Yes.
To break the ice. So
Yes.
I think this is a question
Oh,
myself.
this is fun. Okay. Oh my god.
Okay, so the first one was, would you rather go without shampoo for the rest of your life or toothpaste
Shampoo. You can use other things.
to brush your teeth?
No, I would rather go without the
Without,
shampoo.
okay, but you'll keep
Yeah,
toothpaste.
you can also use other things to brush your teeth.
I'll
too.
be honest with you, I don't wash my hair like that.
Yeah, we black. Don't do that.
Yeah.
This shit gonna be like this until next week. Cause I don't wash straight hair. I'm gonna take it out. I have locks underneath here, so I'm gonna take it out. I'm gonna fucking wash it and I'm gonna full lock it, and then it'll be like that for months.
Really?
Yeah. So
Me too.
you know, you can make anything out of anything. I create things with my hands. So I would find some fucking shit to turn into some shampoo. I use motherfucking bar soap and wash my hair.
Hey,
I will do that
I
shit.
will do the same
But
thing.
toothpaste, I need that toothpaste.
That breath is something serious. It is. Like, damn, it'll break you out.
It
I was
will.
dealing with a guy whose breath smelled so bad.
Oh
He
no.
broke my face out.
You was dealing with him?
No, that was just the first one.
Oh, I was about to say.
That was the first one.
Ain't no
and then
way.
he had permanent gold teeth, so I'm thinking that's what it was.
That of course is. Ew.
That was a mess.
Mm. No, thank you.
Would you rather use a condom or use the pull-out method?
Pull out.
Why?
Because I like the why.
I don't lie. It's a different
I don't
feeling.
like condom sex.
I don't, and that's why I can't fuck. I can't pop my pussy the way I want to because I
Let me
don't
see
know
your
how I did it.
motherfucking results.
Yes, true.
You know what I mean? But, you know, when I was out there, I was fucking, I was fucking condom. I don't want to say out there.
Girl, listen.
I was hoeing.
hoeing.
I've had two hoes.
I did too, and I was trying to have another one, and it was like it's not in you no more. You
Yeah,
just did it.
that's it.
It's like it's over. You can't do that shit no more. I was
It's
damn.
over. Nah, when I was in my second coming of the whole phase, I was fucking with condoms. But I prefer no condoms. Fuck it, pull it out and nut all over everywhere.
Girl, I ain't had that so long.
Girl. Oh. Sorry.
Okay, would you rather get your nipples sucked or pulled?
Sucks, but like by a very small margin.
You know, a lot of niggas don't know how to suck titties no more.
No.
It's bad.
They go to the right and then they go to the pussy.
Like, it's like they just, my titties. I done had kids, so they like everywhere when I'm laying there. So it's like, I'm like, hold it, nigga, and put it in your mouth.
Oh my god, that's so funny and so accurate. Nobody ever talks about it being like that. You lay back and the titty goes this way and it's like a little bit flat in.
Right.
So it's like big tip is right here. It's all here and shit. When you're a big chested,
Right.
it's like titty.
You gotta hold my shit. And
Yes.
Yeah, thing, but they just let it go all over the place.
They're like, whoa, where's the nipple? Like, just
Pick it up.
Lift and squeeze the fuck. Yeah, but by a very small margin because I'm one of those. I like pain a little bit.
Oh yes.
So I'm okay with pinching and whippings and stuff.
Biting.
I love to bite.
I haven't been bit on in a while.
I love to bite. Yeah.
Yeah, I really put up with a lot of shit in my last situation.
That's alright. We're not doing that. We're not going backwards.
Yes. Okay. Would you rather be the submissive partner during sex or the dominant one?
Submissive.
Really? I don't get that from
A
you.
lot of people say that. Because I'm so dominant in my daily. I don't want to fuck you and then have to dominate you daily. Like, come on.
Well,
give me a break. Okay?
How do you want him to dominate you?
I'm actually a natural submissive. I've had doms before.
Oh.
Yeah. I've had doms before. It's quite fun. It's so fun. Because I'm dominant in my daily. And most women who are submissives are dominant in their dailies. They are business owners. They're, they make bread, or they don't want, or they're baby girl stuff who, wants to be treated like kind of childlike, but not like a child, if that makes sense. I'm a bratty sub.
Yeah, so, me too. I am a daddy's girl.
Yeah.
I am dominant through my daily because, I'm a mother, I have twins, I'm a single mother at that. And, when I'm in the bedroom, like,
I want you to fucking run the fuck over me. I want you to toss me around.
But I can get dominant now.
I can't.
Especially if you ain't doing what I need you to do. So
that's a whole thing. Hi, niggas. Let me
choke the shit out of you.
Yeah, and go. But I prefer to be submissive.
Even in the relationship with the man.
Yes. So even though I'm a bit non-traditional, I think that my type of relationships work best when my man is the head of the household.
Okay, yeah.
So I'm not going to disrespect you as the head of the household. No decision will be made without the head of the household, but I expect that in return because I'm your teammate, not your child. So I'm going to put you in that seat as king, but you have to honor me in all ways. And a lot of them miss that. Just because you're the king, you're not ruling this household, this relationship, or doing this by yourself. You have to honor me. Back in the day, kings honored their queens. They honored their wives. And they missed that part.
I think it's just this generation, though.
And the generation before them, their daddies taught them that. Their daddies taught them that you can treat women, you can cheat on women, you can, as long as you're making money.
Yes,
and you're paying the bills.
We talked about this.
Yes. Their daddies taught them that. And their daddies taught them that. Somewhere between us being kings and queens and running our own shit and being stolen from our lands and slavery, that swaps. Even though, men, they love their women, but they don't know how to love on them. So they're teaching boys, you gotta be responsible and work and pay the bills, and that's great. But you're not teaching them how to love them. Not every guy, obviously, but you're not teaching them how to honor their mothers and their wives. You're not teaching them to honor them in everything that they do, in every decision that they make.
How do you think we, as people, black people, can fix that?
I think that, okay, this might be controversial, but just...
I'm listening. Hey.
I think that it's mothers' responsibilities. Not just women, but mothers. Because
I'm trying to make sure everything is going.
Did it stop?
No,
Okay. I think that it's mothers' responsibilities to teach their sons first, and then to teach their daughters as well. I run my household like that. I'm a single mom. Even though I'm not single no more, I'm a single mom. I'm raising my kids by myself for now. So I teach my sons to honor women, to respect women, that their jobs are to not only be responsible men and to be good-natured men, but to honor the women in their lives. Because we are the ones who are going to have, we fight, black women fight for everybody.
We do.
Okay, we support black men, we support black women, we support white men, we support white women, we support human rights, LGBTQ+, and all of the above.
Right.
We are on the front lines for them. So I teach my sons. My responsibility is to teach the children that are assigned to me, my blood relatives, and also other people's children. Your kids, we get close, I'm around your kids now, they're my responsibility as well. Right. I'm a big village person, big community person. Okay. So they're not just your kids.
We don't get that.
We don't get that. No, we don't. No, because everybody's like, oh my God, I'm a fuck. I'm telling your kids and what you're gonna do. Because I like to fight. So what you gonna do? You don't want the smoke. So let me just help you raise your kid.
Right.
Because you cannot do it by yourself.
Let me tell you this, because I feel a connection. I felt a connection with you.
Immediately. Yes.
So I'm gonna be just completely honest, and I'm gonna say what a lot of women are scared to say.
Okay.
When you say it starts with women, the mothers,
It does.
to raise the man or whatever.
Yes.
What if those mothers are damaged and they're unhappy?
Yeah.
And they just don't know, you know what I'm saying? Because my twins are be 16 next year.
Okay.
I come into my home sometimes after a long 12-hour shift. I got so much shit going on, and the littlest thing I see my kids and did, I'm just sad.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I don't want them to get older and be like, damn, this is women.
This is how women are. Which is true because we're not monolithic. So
right.
we are entitled. You are entitled to be tired.
Mm-hmm.
You're not entitled to take your tiredness out on your children. It just is what it is because they didn't fucking ask for that. They didn't ask for it. You know what I mean?
Right.
And that's the simplest phrase and it's most overused, but it's so true when you think about it. It's like they asked for this. So yeah, I want you to respect it and do what you need to do in this house, but I'm also gonna tell you why. And our generation is raised by the parents that you're a child, you stay in the child's place and you do what the child's told to do.
Right. Mm-hmm.
I don't raise my children like that. You do what I tell you to do, but this is why I'm telling you to do it because this is X, Y, Z. Mm-hmm. And my kids get it, so they don't really give me no trouble. Mm-hmm. My daughter, she's free spirited like a mother, so I'll be having to yoga up sometimes. That's fine. I'm not opposed to yoga up a kid. But going back to what you asked me, it's our responsibility as adults and as women and as mothers to heal ourselves. Mm-hmm. So that we're not raising unhealed children. Mm-hmm. And raising children by an unhealed mother is dangerous.
It is.
So the reason why I say it is the mother's duty, mothers of children, especially sons, because they watch us. Those boys watch everything we do. I didn't think that until I had sons. And one of my kids is gay, and one of my sons is not. He's a complete opposite from a gay. He's watching Drag Race again. I'm going in the other room. Like, he loves his brother, but he's like, I just want to see football. What the fuck?
Right. My twins are the same way. I'm not going to say I don't know if the other one is like that, but the other one is different. Yeah. He's very standoffish. Very dark. I took him shopping. He like dark shit. Aliens and what's his name? What's the rapper that just died?
XXX?
No, the other one.
Mac Miller?
No, the other one. Juice something.
Oh, Juice WRLD.
Juice WRLD. Yeah. Very depressing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I don't listen to none of these people's music.
My other one is just he play basketball. Yeah. He's practicing. Yeah. He wants to be under me. The other one, I don't do my none of y'all.
I'm doing my own shit.
I'm doing my own shit.
Yeah.
He likes rock music.
My baby likes rock music.
Yeah, so it's like okay, so
fuck it. My alternative ass song. Let me hear what you're listening to. I'm doing rain for my baby's last birthday.
Really?
Because he likes rock. So I was like, fuck it, throw it rain. Because I want my kids to know that I'm creating experiences around their personalities. I'm going to put you in places that benefit you, who you are showing me who you are.
Right.
Your life, and I don't want you to be anything other than what you naturally want to be. Mm-hmm. But what I also noticed is that when I was on heels, when I'm out of an angry space, the same things. I come home and I'm like, what the fuck? There's sneakers right here, there's fucking handprints on the fucking walls and shit, and I'm spazzing. Because I'm sick and tired of fucking repeating myself. Mm-hmm. Nobody ever prepares you as a mother that you will be repeating yourself all the fucking time, and I fucking hate doing that shit. So it's like the worst thing ever. I'm like, oh my god, I fucking feel like a robot. Like, every day I'm like, clean this up, pick that up, do this, do the dishes, you have to clean yourself, you have to wipe your ass, like, you gotta brush your teeth. Why the fuck I gotta tell you to fucking wipe your ass and wash your hands? But that's just regular mommy shit, right?
Right.
When we are fucked up, we're easy to snap, and that causes them trauma. And you don't want them to have trauma at the hands of their mother.
And I saw that growing up with my mother.
Same.
When I was on the Kevin Samuels, and he was just like, I had no business, or they had no business putting me in that situation. I had no business looking at that. I can't help what the fuck my mom and shit. I live there.
That would forever be bullshit to me.
Mm.
So, I said what I said on our show about that.
Right.
What? My kids pull up at this point. If I'm on the phone with their father now, I don't give their father any type of energy. Because I don't give a fuck.
Right.
You know what I mean? But back in the day, if we're arguing and I'm going off on them and calling them all sorts of bums, my kids pulling up. What's the problem? Because I'm their mother.
Mm-hmm.
So they don't want to know who got mommy upset. I'm their mom. I'm the one taking care of them. So they're gonna be like, nah, who we need to pull up on? I don't give a fuck. Nah, I don't care. If it's daddy, I'll fight daddy too. But we have to do a better job at identifying our triggers and our traumas and working through those so that we don't pass down shit to our sons.
Yes.
And making them look at women like all they are is nagging, raging lunatics who are there to be taken care of, but to take care of everything, like taking care of financially, but to take care of everything else on their own. I'm a man, I could do this and just no. It's our job to teach our sons that because they look up to us. More than we know, the boys look up to us. The girls, we're their gender partner.
Right.
So they're looking up to us because we're their gender partner. So it's like everything you got, I'm gonna have. So everything you do, I'm gonna do.
Right.
It's natural, right? We don't think that the boys is looking at us in that way too.
Right.
They're looking at us not as their gender partner, but as their example for other women.
Right.
So it's like mommy's like that's why mama's boys. A lot of girls don't like women don't like mama's boys and shit like that. It depends. What level? Lee is a mama's boy, but he's not a mama's boy. He's not on her fucking tip, but he loves the fuck out of his mom.
As you should, but I don't want the last person I was telling you about, you know what he said to me? I got my mama.
Yeah, like that's right.
Go fuck your mama then.
It's called emotional incest.
Go fuck your mama.
Yeah, and that's a problem. That's where the mother does that too.
Go fuck your mama.
That's disgusting.
You got your mama, right?
It is, yeah. Mothers do that to their sons. They create this boyfriend mentality in them without the intimacy part. It's weird.
I see that.
It's weird.
Now that you broke it down, going back, I saw it was just like, wow, like you fucking your mama on low key.
Emotional.
Without the dick, yeah.
Like, they fucking without the fucking. It's disgusting. You know what I mean? But so I speak to my boys. I try to. If I'm in a bad mood because we're human, so we're gonna be in bad moods. We're gonna have triggers. We're gonna be triggered.
Right.
And they're children, so they're gonna trigger us because they just have the capability of strumming on every fucking nerve possible. I separate myself and I tell them I need a moment because I'm gonna start fucking going crazy. And I go in my room and I'm like, I don't know why bothers me. Communication changes the relationships between children, and I didn't have that with my mother. My mother was always angry. She was always angry and she was always tired because she worked 14, 15, 16, 17 hours a day sometimes to take care of me. And I'm only child. We lived in New York, so everything's fucking expensive.
Yes.
You know? But she was so angry that she didn't know, we didn't speak about nothing that was going on in my life.
Wow.
I was angry because she was angry because I'm by myself most of the time, so I'm headed to the streets. I don't want my kids to be like that.
We have so much in common.
Yeah. Wow. I recognize that. The girls who were rough, we bond.
Yeah.
Because we recognize that inner hood rat in us.
Right.
The little hood rat girl in us is like, hey friend.
Like, when you say, me and my mom, we didn't get close. We didn't get as close as we are now until I moved out.
Yeah. Yeah.
I cannot live with her.
Yeah. Yeah. Girl.
Like, oh my God. And it took a while. Like, my mother, we never really talked. I always talked to my dad. My dad always been the one, what you need.
Yeah.
What you want. Like, you don't buy anything.
Thank God you have him.
I need mental.
Yeah.
So, I got pregnant at, a young age, so I went out there and found the moral support I needed. And now, I don't think I'm still healed from that, but I still look into men to get that from what I was missing. But
that's the part you need to do.
Yes.
Yeah. That's shadow work. You just trace it back to the source, which is beautiful, because a lot of people don't know how to do that. I teach people that too. They're like, what's shadow work? I'm like, trace it back to the source of what this is. And it starts somewhere.
It's childhood. It's definitely
a lot of the shit is childhood. Yeah. Forgiving your parents is a really good way to start.
I have.
Yeah.
It's just they ain't they ain't changed, and I don't think they are. So it is what it is. I forgive you. And I said, I was talking to myself today. I was like, I accept my dad.
Yeah.
Because he's not gonna change. He is who he is. But I can't accept my mom yet.
Yeah.
Because when we go out and we're around families, like all my family, when she start acting up, like everybody like, that's your mama. I know her. She found me. Why you can't? I don't like it.
Yeah. And you don't have to. You don't have to because you're your own human being. And I was just having a talk with my mom about her mother. Her mom, I love my nana. I name my business after her.
Really?
But I do not like her.
You don't like your grandma?
Not now.
Why?
Because she's old and ornery and miserable.
She's still living?
Yeah.
Okay.
And she's being nasty to everybody. And she's an elder and I hold her dear, so I would never disrespect her.
Right.
But I don't like her. And I'm entitled because I'm my own fucking human and I'm grown.
Yeah.
And even when you're not grown, when you're a child, you can dislike somebody because you're your own human. Like the kids are not living like for us, through us. They're living their own human experience. It's our job to navigate that, not to fill them with a bunch of shit that's toxic ways that they're gonna grow to be toxic individuals, fucking up people's daughters and sons. We gotta navigate them in the right way. But as they get older, they get a choice whether they want to fuck with me or not. That's what I was telling my mother. I said, Mom, you have a choice whether you fuck with me or not. You know that? And she goes, No, I've done this with my mother. I said, You do. Because you're your own human being. She raised you, you guys were raised, and that's it. Once you're 18 and out of the fucking house, you literally have a decision if you want to call your mother and call your father or not. You can just not do it. And then what the fuck they gonna do? What are they gonna do? They gonna beat you? No. You raise your children so that they get old enough to not have a choice. To think that they don't have a choice.
Right.
But it's when you do it right. It's when you do it right. My mom is going through trauma again because her mother is inflicting it on her again. She's doing it to all her children. And I'm like, I ain't fucking with it. Don't call me. Don't call me. Don't do that because I'm responsible for Ebony.
Right.
Because I have to raise my children. And if I'm in a fucked up place, then I'm going to put them in a fucked up place.
Right.
And I'm not going to do that.
Yes, that is true.
So I have to protect myself by any means necessary, even if it's against Nana. So don't call me because I'm not answering. Until you figure out that you can't come to me the way you come to my mother. You got to talk nice to me. We have to be on some, you have to understand that I'm grown and I'm human. So when your kids get old enough, they're grown, they're human, you got to treat them a certain type of way. That's why I'm like, it starts with the mothers. If we teach our children how to be productive humans, then they're not fucking up other little girls. They're not fucking up my daughter. You know? Please get it right because I don't have to shoot nobody's son in the face.
I'm damn. And let me, I'm gonna go back and piggyback on that.
Yeah.
With my mother, the last situation I was telling you about, they were close.
Yeah.
And what pissed me off with my mom is I would call her
To vent about it.
and she would say, "What are you doing?" Or what, what is it like? You ever seen that that scene in What Love Got to Do with It? And Tina was calling her mother, and she was like, "I'm finna leave.
Yep.
Don't tell Ike.
Yep.
Ike done bought a house.
Yep.
It was some shit involved. So it's like, are you trying to keeping this in the area just because of what he can do for you?
Yeah.
And then it's like when he does call you, because he doesn't call me to tell me about myself. He'll call my mom.
Oh,
that's pissed me
I
off.
should call my mother.
Yeah, he will call my mom and tell her about what the fuck is going on.
Like, you're not giving me what I need. That should be good enough
And
for
what
my mom to have to be my
about
ally.
my mom is like, you did not put him in his place. I call you crying. I'm your daughter. I'm your blood. You had me.
She actually didn't stay out of it. She didn't stay out of it.
That's what a lot of people say.
Mind your business. This is not, stick got nothing to do with
It's not even just mind your business. Don't answer the fucking
Don't
phone.
answer the phone.
Like, don't even
Stay
call
out
my
of it.
mama. Like, why? I'm not calling your fucking
That's
mama.
weird.
It's weird as fuck.
That's weird.
I'm just so glad I'm out of it.
I'm
It's
happy
just-
for you.
I have my moments again.
Yeah, of course. You're a work in progress.
But
Allow yourself those moments. Don't feel bad for having bad moments either.
that's what my therapist says. But those moments can get so intense to the point where it's like, I'm
Right
black.
now.
I do that. This is actually my.
I know it. I can tell. That's how everything goes.
That's my everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We
So
all
it's
have
like,
that.
man, I have came a long way, but I take accountability for
Yeah.
my actions because I stayed in a place too long
Yeah.
and I put up with some shit I knew I wasn't supposed to be putting up with.
Yeah.
It was on me. I allowed that man to treat me the way he did,
Right.
and he got comfortable and he kept doing it.
Right. But it's never too late to fucking cut that fucking.
It's off now.
You'll be like, all right, I'm out.
I'm ready for my husband. I am.
He coming. You have to do the work.
I'm trying. So tell us about your book.
Oh my gosh. So I'm writing. I'm writing my autobiography. It's a 3-part book, a 3-part series book.
Oh wow.
Yeah, because I've experienced a lot. I was trying to cram it into one book, but I don't think it's gonna do the story justice. I decided to write the book to help people, to help women specifically, women of color, to see that you're not the only one who's experienced trauma.
Right.
And this is what I did to get out, to help myself and to heal myself. These are the people that I allowed to help me, that spirit sent to help me get through it. But I just think that it's important to tell stories from Black women's perspective, because people, they talk about the trauma that we experience, but they don't really know how deep the trauma goes.
Right.
How much we're preyed on as young girls, and how being a have-not affects how you view people and belongings and what you're looking at them like, instead of, oh, that's another human being. It's like, oh, my food could be in that person's purse, so I'm gonna take that purse so that I can eat. You know what I mean? So I think it's important to tell my story. So the first book is the first half of my life. I break my life down in 3 parts. First half of my life, so from birth to right before I became a mother. And the second book is my experience in the music industry.
Oh, really?
Yes. So I used to sing in a group.
Okay.
Semi-professionally. I've been on radio, I've been on TV, I've been on tour. Yeah.
Oh, girl.
Internationally. Yeah. It was great. It was phenomenal, but it was also very painful, that experience. So the second book is about my experience in the group, and how underground, like this, telling the story from a girl group who didn't make it famous. There's lots of those stories out there that nobody tells, that nobody talks about. But there's lots of things that go on in the industry that's not good for. Back in those days, I don't know about now, but back in those days, there's lots of things that go on in the industry that's not good for women, and that was catastrophic to my self-esteem, and really bad for all of the girls. So I felt like it was important to tell the story, and also one of my group members was murdered. So I want to leave her daughter something. So the second book is in dedication to Danica, that was her name, and she was like my sister. We were like sisters. All of us were like sisters. I'm still, like we're still close. The ones who, the only one who's left. We're family.
How many was it?
We teetered. So we went through 3, we had 4 at one point, and then we lasted at 3 until I left the group. So, but Mika was an original member of the group, and she was murdered 11 years ago, almost 11 years ago. 11 years ago. This is, what month is this? September? Yeah, 11 years ago.
Wow.
And it's still very painful for me to talk about, but I think it'll be, good for me to get it out in the book, to talk about the experience in the music industry, how we put the group together, how it was us who put the group together, and the things that we experienced together as sisters, bonding and growing, and then ultimately her death, which is unsolved. Her murder is unsolved. So, yeah, it's painful. It's fun to talk about because she was killed, and she was a beautiful, sweet girl with a child. So I want to give her daughter something to read about her mom.
That's beautiful.
And to leave her stuff, to make sure she doesn't want for college or she doesn't want for anything. So that book will be split into, money wise, it will be split to Katami, that's the living member, her child, her daughter, and Danika's daughter, and my daughter, because of the connection between their mothers. And then the last book will go from when I became a mother to now.
Okay.
So I was really struggling with writing it because writing this is really
I can imagine.
It's drudging up a lot of shit that I buried. A lot of shit that I buried, but I needed it to get out of me. I needed it to get out of me. I'm like, oh, that's why I did. As I'm writing it, I'm connecting the dots. Like, oh, that's why I do it. Like, I do this like this. Or that's why I'm like that. Or that's why I ended up here instead of there because of this. The catalyst is right here. So it's like a version of me doing my shadow work while trying to be of assistance to other people. Hopefully it helps people.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I'm looking forward to that.
Thank you.
When is this?
So the first book, I'm almost done with it. I got maybe like 5 or 6 chapters left.
Okay.
But I go on writing binges.
Are you writing this? Is somebody helping you?
No, I'm writing it myself.
I can't do it. I thought about it. I was like, I should write a book, and I was like, I don't have the I don't have patience.
Yeah.
Like, I'd rather pay for everything to get done. I would rather pay for a motherfucker to set this shit up, just a little bit of shit.
Yeah.
I just can't do it.
Yeah. No. I'm the complete opposite. I mean, if it calls for it, I would definitely pay for it. And I'll go top dollar at the shit too. Like,
right.
What you want? I got you. But if it's something, like my story only I can tell.
Yeah.
And I've always written music, I've always written novels. Like when I was a kid, I used to write like short stories and staple them together and shit like that.
My daughter is the same.
Yeah, cultivate that. It's a beautiful gift. And then my mom, as a punishment, she would make me read the dictionary. So my vocabulary is kind of extensive.
Damn, she should do that to me. Like,
she would whip my ass, but then she would also make me read the dictionary.
I'm still trying to learn these big ass words.
Sometimes when we say this shit on the podcast, we be like, what did that mean? What's that? How you spell that?
And I used to be so, scared about, knowing I know the word, but I don't know how to pronounce it.
It's fine.
Like, I'm real country.
Country.
So, I say the wrong shit, and they're like, no, that ain't it.
Yeah.
Like, don't do that to me. And now I was like, okay, how you say it?
Yeah.
What does that mean?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna look it up. Cause you make yourself look more ignorant. Like, well, no, they're correct.
That's funny as fuck. Fuck that. I'm gonna say the way I want to say it.
Right.
You.
Okay. Cause I used to say, I think, salmon.
Yes. You
I
say salmon.
I used to say salmon.
My boyfriend did that the other day.
And Pacific.
Oh, that's
specific.
Let me tell you something. You Southerners be getting fucked up. You be getting tricked up.
That word right
specific.
there? Oh, man.
Be fucking tripping, y'all.
My best friend be like, no.
That's not it. It's not
Pacific.
Pacific.
I'm like, nigga, you know what I'm saying? Like, damn, I can't.
You're like, I just want to help you out. That is hilarious. Yeah, I can't wait for it. When I'm finished with the first book, I'm gonna come back on here and promote it.
Oh yes, definitely. I'm ready for that. Yes. So, how to unlock your third eye?
Ooh, okay. So third eye unlocking is I did it through meditation, and I didn't. Okay.
Let's do how to meditation and then get to the third eye.
So meditate, I think for beginners, and even I do it too, guided meditation, it's when someone is talking. A lot of people don't like that. They don't like to be talked through a meditation, but guided meditation is when someone is speaking through, telling you directions, basically, on what to do. I can do it like that easily. But basically meditation is when you are relaxing and clearing your mind and paying attention to certain parts of your body, focusing on certain parts of your body to release stuff or to bring stuff into you. I meditate to release, and so that I'm basically like a blank canvas to draw shit into me.
Right.
So you can close your eyes and focus on certain things, and usually I'll close my eyes and I'm focusing on a part inside of me. It's usually at my solar center, which is in the middle, basically. And I'm envisioning like a white ball of light that's inside of me, growing and shit like that. And I'm breathing. So you gotta breathe when you're doing meditation. Otherwise, you pass the fuck out. Clean, smooth out. But it's like meditations are done in many different ways.
Yeah.
But that's basically how I do it, and that's what it is. It's basically just clearing your brain of the gook that's in it, your thoughts that's happening, emptying it out, and starting with a blank canvas.
Yeah.
of yourself.
I've tried so many things. I tried closing my eyes and focusing on my breathing.
Mm-hmm.
And it got to the point where my anxiety was like, okay, now you're breathing too hard, bitch. You about to have an asthma attack. So that didn't help. And then someone was like, light an incense or a smell count and focus on the smell.
Yeah.
So when I close my eyes and I try to meditate, I feel like something or someone is around me watching me. So it's like,
no, don't do that. What's the matter with you?
I don't know, but I got.
Why are you so shocked? They're there.
I know they're there, but I got to. But this was in the past when I was like scared, like no, I can't. Who are you? Where are you? You know what I'm saying? But now it's like, okay, look, you know, I have anxiety. I have to talk to him like, you know, I have anxiety. Just chill, like, I'm together.
Relax, okay? Just don't pop up and
don't pop up.
They're not gonna do that.
Man,
they're not gonna do that.
That's what I'd be like.
So you know your folks, your guides are doing so that you know you're protected, like you're guarded almost. So it's like I love when I feel that. When I'm meditating and I feel like a circle around me, I'm like, that's right, pull up. You know what I mean?
Really?
Like I love it. I love it. Like because I know that y'all not gonna let nothing happen to me. Mm-hmm. So I'm Gucci. So yeah, we all here. The whole squad is here. Okay, and I'm gonna, you know, relax and meditate and get this out. So, if you are having trouble like focusing, maybe play music. You also don't have to meditate in a traditional way. Sit there with your legs crossed and you don't have to do it like that. You can meditate in a bath. I do that a lot. I'll sit in because I turn myself into a walking spell using baths.
Okay.
So that's why people talk to me nice. Like a love bath. I exude love, loving energy, so you need to give it back to me. So
when you do your love bath, do you put because you know, I have roots.
Yes.
So
I was like, okay.
When I was at Mama Bessie, I asked for, I had the this right here, this crystal, the rose quartz. Mm-hmm. And it brings universal love, and it does.
It does.
And
it draws it out of you too.
It does. I am so nice.
Yeah.
Because I used to be a bitch.
Yeah. It draws it out of you and it helps you. Oh my.
Drunk.
Flip it over.
Anyway.
There we are.
Yeah.
Shit happens. They're gonna just shampoo it. It's alright.
Do you put your herbs in the tub?
I do. You can do that. It will get clogged. So you know. So you just gotta be prepared for it. So I put certain herbs in a satchel, and then like if I'm doing a love bath or a self-love bath, then I'll put roses, pink roses, and red roses, and dried roses. I'll put that in the satchel. If I want fresh roses, then I'll go and get a bouquet, and then I'll just put the fresh roses. And then when the bath is over, I'll just collect them up so that they don't go down the drain.
Got you.
But you put it in a satchel. That's the easiest way to do it, the best way to do it without it getting clogged. Or you could just put it loose in there and fuck it.
I remember I was telling her because I was like, well, what about your pH balance? And she was like, boil it like it's tea. Mm-hmm. And like drain it, put it in a little container. What I did was I boiled it like it was tea, put it in a container, and did my original bath soap. And then after I got done with that, I would take what's left and pour it all around and let it air dry.
Yeah,
that's what she said.
That's also very smart.
Oh.
A lot of people do that in the showers. A lot of guys I know who take spiritual baths, they do that in the shower. I don't do it like that because I like my herbs straight from the ground and not boils already. I want them to boil with me.
Oh, okay.
So I'm okay with that, and my pH balance is fine.
Okay.
I don't fuck, my pussy good. So yeah, I'm thinking of the name of, I don't know why this just came back to me. The egg.
The egg?
Yeah, the egg thing. I don't know why it just popped back on me.
We gotta find out. You gotta find out what that is.
I gotta find out what the name of it is, obviously, because it's like spirit is like, let's talk about that again. Why? Like,
because
somebody needs it. Yeah, somebody needs it. Yeah. So spiritual baths, turning yourself into a spell. You put the herbs in there, whatever you're trying to do. It's usually I take money baths, I take love ritual baths. I used to do a sex one. I don't do that no more.
Is that red candle sex?
Red candles are love and sex. Yeah, you can use red for love, sex, passion, and heart work. Pink is really good for heart work too. So you light the candle, you dress the candle. I like those candles dressed. I dress loose taper candles and shit get everywhere. But I also do that because one of the girls in my coven is a candle reader. My manager is a candle reader.
Really?
Yeah.
Looking at her, I would never like y'all look like the total opposite.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. She's a candle reader, and she does it like that. Take a picture of the candle. She's like, oh, that's. I'm like, bitch, all I see is lines. Like,
I need to get Jeremy. I need to get Lucretia. I need to get all y'all in here.
Shout out to my cat.
Yes.
Like, she waited for that book. She's like, bitch, hello? Like, this shit's supposed to be done in March. Like,
hey, it takes time.
Yeah, it does. But you take your herbs and you put it in the bath with the intention of whatever it is you're trying to do. And then you take your hand and you tell the water what you want it to do. Water is so powerful. It's so powerful. Every culture that believes in the elements, that understands that the elements are powerful and nature is powerful, knows that water is one of the most powerful sources that we were given. The most powerful gifts that we were given from God.
Right.
We just don't utilize it enough. I spell the water before I drink it. I turn myself into a money magnet by spelling water, drinking it, and then for the whole day. And right before I do pop-ups and shows and shit like that, market events, I have my own little ritual where I drink water. I drink water every morning, but I spell the water every day. Not every, just morning. Every day. But in the morning, I spell my water. Water collects bad energy. You tell it what to do. It's very simple. It's really not that hard. Like, you just have to believe. You have to say to yourself that I'm intentionally doing this for this.
Right.
And then you tell the water, clockwise brings something into you, counterclockwise removes it. So even when you're saging yourself, clockwise brings it, counterclockwise removes it.
Ooh, yeah, you know when I go home, after this is done, I'm gonna, some shit about to be lit the fuck up. I am not playing. I'm so glad you got me. I'm so glad you came on the show tonight.
I'm glad you had me too.
I am so thankful. I just feel like we have this connection.
We
I
do.
can really bond with you. And I want to get to know you outside
of doing a podcast.
Yes,
absolutely.
Definitely. I feel like you can help me. We can help each other in a lot of ways.
I will.
So I feel like, this was good.
It was fantastic. I loved it. I'm like, I looked at the clock like, oh.
No. And I see the time was like,
yeah. I was like, all right, bitch, wrap it up.
So why don't you tell my pretty crazy listeners where they can find you at?
So the name of my show is We're All Adults Here podcast. Why podcast? You can search Why or We're All Adults Here. It will pop up. Shout out to my podcast partner, Ali. I love you.
I love you too, Lee.
Lee's the reason why we know each other, so thank you very much. And shout out to Will. He's my producer, and Capricia, she's my manager. She's our brand manager for the show, but she's also my personal manager, so she got a lot to do. A lot to deal with, a lot of personalities or whatever. But you can go to Wild Podcast on Instagram and follow us there. And then click the link in our bio, go to wildstudios.com. All of our information is there. You can listen to the episodes there. I'm really vulgar, just as vulgar as I am on this show.
Content.
More on that show. So if you are okay with vulgarities coming out from women, that's the show for you. If you don't, then fuck you. Like, who cares? Yeah.
All right, y'all. Thank y'all for tuning in.
Thank you for having me. I said,
I
don't want to go.
I don't want you.
1 more hour.
Girl, I wish I had that.
Thank
guys for tuning in. It's the Pretty Crazy Podcast. I'm your girl, Miss Pretty. Miss Eb, thank you for coming. I really appreciate you.
Thank you.
Y'all take this in. Good night.